Talk Crochet. Hey folks, it's Mary, aka MercyTriumphs, and this is Slow Crochet, and this is me trying to say my introduction without sounding like I'm talking to a wall or just like repeating something that no one really knows what I'm talking to, like I'm trying to be a real human here. Glad to see you with me today. Today is Wednesday, October 29th. Yeah, so I want to do a catch up on all the things that I've been crocheting since my last crochet catch up, which at the time of filming, my last crochet catch up is posted right now. That's my most recent video. And so this is just like the bits and pieces that I've been working on since then. So, okay, let me start with the things that I had in process. And let me show you what progress I've made. Now, I am not done with this. I wish I had been done, but probably by now you're seeing a video about like an emergency baby shower project that I was making. So I've been working on that instead of finishing this. And by this, I mean this cardigan as I drop my hooks. Y'all, I am so close to being done. I have my 2 balls of yarn attached still, but last time I showed you the sleeves only came about this far, and now they're much farther down my arm. Let me just, you know, when you have 2 balls of yarn attached, it just makes it complicated to get it all on. Here we go. All right. Yes, so here's the progress on this cardigan. I am loving it. I'm liking it. Am I loving it? I think I am loving it. I don't want to lie to myself and pretend like I'm loving it when I don't. But no, I genuinely do like where this is going. I'm so twisted up back here. There we are. Okay, so I think I'm at the point where I just need to start decreasing down because I like my sleeves to be pretty fitted. To be honest, I don't own a whole lot of like long sleeve shirts. Normally during the winter, I will do just short sleeves and cardigans or things like that. And maybe I'll do like some arm warmers or something on top of that I need an extra layer there. So yeah, I don't need a whole lot of extra space, and I like my sleeves pretty fitted because normally I like my forearm free. I'm pretty busy, lots going on, always using my hands, and it bothers me to have things around my wrist because then it gets in the way, blah, blah, blah. So yes, I'm at this point where I do need to, number one, finish that baby cardigan, which while I'm at it, since by the time you're seeing this, that I'm sure is already done, I'm just going to throw in a picture here and I'll link to the video below. But yeah, once that's done, I will just double check my counts and where I am on these sleeves, and then I'm just going to try to bust this out as fast as possible because it is getting cold, and I wish that I had this cardigan to wear. It's such a great color. It's so versatile. It fills a hole in my wardrobe, or I will. I still need to pick out buttons for it, but what I am loving about this is because I'm doing these kind of eyelets every once in a while, it makes it really easy to make sure that I'm like in the right row, like I'm not getting confused on making sure that the sleeves are equal. So all that to say, I have confidence. I have confidence that before the next time I do a crochet check-in, this will actually be done. So y'all hold me to it, okay? All right, still not getting tangled up. Yeah, I am getting tangled up. I have stuff in my pocket. There we go. That's there for now. The other thing that I've been working on, and I've made a lot of progress on, is my Namari cowl. So this is that beautiful, beautiful mosaic design. And in the original design, it had a lot more of this kind of grid part, but I did not do so much of that. So I made it as long as I want it to be. One moment. It's still going to be quite sizable because I still have to do the top ribbing. You see all of my little stitch markers here. I really could take those out at this point, but I kind of like them there for now. All right, so what is the holdup? It is this top ribbing. You can see right now how ruffly it is. So when I follow the pattern, it goes roughly like that. Now, this is, I think, the second or third time that I've started this ribbing. First, I was doing it and it was too wide, so I knocked it down a few stitches. Now it's super roughly, and that is kind of discouraging. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to frog it all the way back, and I'm just going to reduce the number of rows here, like maybe every second or third, maybe every fourth I'll reduce. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know, but this is something that I am confident, there's that confidence again. I'm confident I'm going to finish this soon. Hopefully by the time I have the next video up for the month of November. But yes, really thankful that I've gotten as far as I have. I do love how this is playing out. And the only challenge is I will always love this color of green. I will always love that wonderful emerald color, that deep kind of foresty, wonderful thing. And I do love all these pale muted colors, how they're playing out, that kind of pale rainbow. But I am realizing that I need more of the pale closer to my face. So that's the hope with doing this beautiful color work at the top, like the colorful yarn there. I think I'll have enough. I don't think yarn chicken will be an issue for me. But all that to say, I decided to do this before I really fully understood my color seasons and what colors look best on me. But this is also one of those times where I'm just going to do it anyway. Like, we're moving into the holidays. Green is such a holiday color, and this is such a gorgeous thing that I really don't care. I'm doing it anyway. I'm going to not just know the rules, but I'm going to break the rules because I love it. And I think I'll just love having it done and being able to wear that. I will have to block it quite significantly. But yeah, for my first mosaic design, I really have finished like all the mosaic part, but I do feel like I've grown a lot in confidence. Here's the inside. And I just love how that looks. I love the kind of ruffly texture and just seeing those rainbow colors play out like that. Super sweet, super fun. It is a pretty small size hook that I'm using there. But yeah, in terms of priorities, finish that baby sweater today if I can. Finish the cardigan, finish this one. And then I can move on to some other new projects. Well, I say that. I do need to make 2 more colorful mushrooms, 2 more red-topped toadstools. That I can do pretty easily. Hopefully I'll get that done this weekend because I have a plan for them. But yes, other than that, that's kind of like the works in progress that I really need to put some effort into in the next few weeks. Hopefully in the next week. I really could potentially, I could get a lot of this done. I could. I am slow crochet. My world is always full, but I have high hopes and I have confidence I'm going to just press through, right? Like, I'd rather shoot for the stars. No, shoot for the moon. And if I fail to get there, then I'll land among the stars. Y'all know the quote. So what have I actually completed in this month? It has been some hats and a scarf. This was a good month to just kind of have my hands busy and do a few things that I either wanted to use up the yarn or I wanted to try out the pattern. So the first thing, there is this kind of gnome hat, and I used some leftover scarfy yarn. I had several balls of it. So I made the kind of gnome hat, the kind of pointy top hat. I thought that was really cute. And then I had more scraps. This is from a sweater that I had made a while ago, and I didn't even keep it. I thought it was beautiful at the time, but the orange just wasn't working for me. So I had all these scraps because I was trying to match up the colors. Anyhow, I made a scarf using those scraps, and it's quite a long one. And this is just a very straightforward scarf. It's a very simple design where I do single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, and then trinity stitch, which is the first half of the star stitch. If you do just the bottom of the star and not the top of the star, that's your trinity stitch, at least as I understand it. So I just repeated that throughout. I thought it made a really lovely texture, and I thought it would be a good set to go with the kind of more fun and joyful little simple gnome hat. Now, the gnome hat pattern is something that I followed from, I forget her name, but she does some really fun and beautiful work. I think it's Fiber Morale or Morale Fiber, like crafting will continue until morale improves, something like that. Super sweet, and I really like her imaginative work. I'll have that pattern linked below. It is free. And speaking of free patterns, the other 2 things that I made 2 of my happy little corner to corner hats. One of them, I did my color work changes. These were just some leftover bits of anti-pilling or low pill fiber yarns. There's one that I just alternated with the colors, so nice and cheerful for the holidays. And then one just in a pale blue, and this was a different, I think this was like a discontinued worsted weight low pill fiber. It was like a Hobby Lobby clearance yarn. I hadn't done much with it because that dusty blue is really pretty and I wanted to make sure that I did it justice, and also thought that might be a good color for me to keep. But I think I am going to end up donating that as well because I have so many hats. And I did have fun just working this out. Actually, I think the first time I started it, I got my initial stitch count wrong. Y'all, like, I designed the pattern and I was still getting the stitch count wrong. So I did have to frog back several times, but I did end up making it the way I wanted to. So yes, in terms of actual crocheting, I guess that Namari cowl, I guess that really did take a lot of my time because it required a lot of focus in terms of getting the stitches to line up, and I was really focusing on the pattern since mosaic was new to me. That probably took a lot longer than I expected, and maybe that's where a lot of my crochet energy went this month. For the future, I do, like I said, I have those works in progress that I want to finish. I want to finish these little mushrooms, but I did just pick up a couple of balls of yarn that I want to work with. And they are not the exact same yarn, but they're the colors that I want to use. One of them is the color Forest in Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton. And the other is Crafter's Secret cotton, and this is the color Rose Quartz. I wish that this yarn came in this color, but this particular light pale pink only came in the Crafter's Secret. And I have an idea for, I don't know if it's going to be a mosaic project or if it's going to be just like a color work, maybe doing the waistcoat stitch or something like that, but I want to use these two together. I did end up returning a ball of yarn to Hobby Lobby, and so I picked these up instead. So that is one thing I want to do. That reminds me. Y'all look at this nonsense. Okay, nonsense. Well, it's not nonsense. I put a lot of effort into this. What is it? It's the bottom of a bag, and inside this double wide rectangle is a piece of plastic canvas. And so my thought was to do some color work up the edges and make a tote bag. Now, these are colors I would not choose. They came in a mystery bag. They are DK weight, 100% wool yarns. And y'all, I was really enthusiastic. I was working on this because I have someone in my life that really loves pink. However, this person is not so much in my life that they would need a gift from me, and especially one that takes this much effort. So I'm gonna have to frog this all the way back. This pink in general, I do have an idea of something I want to do with it, but as of now, like, I might just have to reball this entire thing because it's kind of a mess here. Yes, so there is a work that started to be in progress, but it's definitely going to be frogged, and we'll see what happens. I'll just throw that yarn back in my stash and have fun with it. But I do think I want to make like a pig in a blanket. I have some Christmas stuff on my calendar, some Christmas events, and a few of them do like ornament exchanges. So there's a couple of Christmas ornaments that I want to make, and I don't know if y'all have seen, maybe I can leave a link to like the Ravelry page, because I don't think you can still get the pattern, or maybe you can. Maybe they put it back up. It's going back and forth. This is a pattern that's been out there for a while, but essentially it's a cute little pig wrapped up in a blanket, a granny square blanket, and it would be a really easy thing to make, just to take the idea and make it. Now, I'm not going to make a tutorial for it. I'm not going to do a pattern for it because it isn't my original idea, but just for personal use, I thought it would be fun to try making a pig in a blanket, and this pink would be perfect for a pig. So that's one thought as well. There's a lot of pink all of a sudden. What else? I want to make a shawl. This is the other of my mystery cakes from Hirschner's. And I definitely want to work this up into a shawl. I have a couple of ideas of what shawl I want to do, but I'm a little bit stuck just because I want to make sure that I love it. And so the question is, do I do a new pattern, or do I do a tried and true, or do I modify something? I'm a little bit kind of like beginner's paralysis, maybe. Like, it's kind of like the blank piece of paper conundrum, where they give you a blank piece of paper and they say you can draw whatever. well, I have this gorgeous cake of yarn and I want to make a shawl, but it's like, well, which shawl? Kind of like overwhelm. So all that to say, I hope that I can get to this, start this project as those finish up. Hope that I can just kind of make a choice and go with it. Sometimes you just have to just jump out, whatever is on your heart in that moment. Just do it anyway, do it afraid. So that's my thought on this yarn. Okay, I think that's all that I have right now. I'm filming some videos at the same time as I'm doing this. Like I kind of have a lot for the channel going on right now. So hopefully you'll be seeing a bit more of me, or you have been seeing a bit more of me. The most constant thing in life is change, and despite all that, y'all are still here hanging out with me. So I really appreciate that. That hasn't changed, that y'all are still here with me. Even though I've been a little inconsistent and all over the place and feel like I'm rambling, but that's okay. We get passionate about yarn. We get passionate about crochet, and that's why we can connect, because you understand. Of all people in my life, y'all understand the joy that I have just talking and talking about yarn and crochet. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Thank you Thank you to everyone who's hung out with me in the comments. Thank you to everyone that's encouraged me along the way in this little YouTube adventure. Yeah, y'all are amazing. I really do appreciate you. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate you hanging in there with me, and I appreciate your thoughts and comments. And if for whatever reason I'm not your cup of tea, thank you so much for listening this long. I really do appreciate you, and I do hope I'll see you again soon. See, I'm trying to say that like authentically, not just like I'm talking to a camera, not just like I'm reciting a thing, but yeah, I really do. I do hope I'll see you again soon.